It's DTS 214, an amount of information about Forsaken, tokens, planetary sets, materials, changes to infusion, all that and more.
You're listening to Destiny, the show.
What is good, everybody, and welcome to the DTS podcast. My name is BBKDRAGOON. I am joined, as always, by my great co-host, Ditty. What is happening, my man? We have a huge show, so I'm just going to literally pitch you two questions really fast. Number one, how was your week? And what did you think about the Black Ops 4 beta before we get into this monstrous amount of info regarding year 2 of Destiny 2?
My week was super busy, as usual, and the Black Ops 4 weekend, I had fun, but I'm okay with not purchasing the game. I think I'm over the Call of Duty phase of my life right now.
So you were playing on PC, right?
Yes.
Both of us were. I don't know what to think of it. I had some fun experiences and some other experiences where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, to be honest with you.
I mean, we didn't see a lot. It was just multiplayer, right? Few maps, few game types.
Well, that's like the whole game, though. Is sorry.
But yeah, I mean, they're gonna have the battle. They're gonna have the battle royale, that
Zombies.
kind of stuff. Zombies, of course, it's a Black Ops game, and then also, it just looks too good. I don't know if it's me getting older in my eyes. I stared at a computer screen all day, every day for my entire life. I couldn't see the enemies very well because the graphics were too good.
You're like down setting the settings to like
yeah,
low.
so like I intentionally set like no shadows, really low settings. Just
dude, that is pretty. Yeah, I used to do that in StarCraft too. Like everybody would set your machine to low, and it just looked like the most cartoon thing ever. You're like, but the frames, it's the competitive way to play the game.
It helps the performance, and that's why I play Overwatch at low to medium settings because it's consistent, you know.
Even on that new rig, though?
Yeah, so I played a few games at ultra settings on Overwatch, and it looked super good, but I preferred it at the lower settings.
Yeah. Well, I want to just shift real quickly, because before we got to the Black Ops 4 beta, oh, by the way, Battle for Azeroth is live. Everybody, if you're listening to this and you didn't listen to last week's show, check out the new World of Warcraft expansion. Just came out. It's awesome, and Dragoon highly recommends you listen to it. The other thing I want to say is I got to play Destiny 2 PvP last week, a good amount, with my good friend Sassy. Please, Bungie, don't touch anything right now. I really love the way the matchmaking is working. It feels, Ditty, like SBMM plays a much smaller role. Feels way more like Destiny 1 days, like early Destiny 1 days, where it's just sort of matching you with a hodgepodge of players, dude. And it was so fun. Like, we ran into a couple of known people and streamers, and there were some hard games, but then there were some chill games, and I loved that mixed experience.
Yeah, that is really nice. I do want to say, not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Going back to Black Ops really quick, I was playing with a streamer friend of ours, Katie Wolf77.
Yeah.
And when I was playing with him on stream, I got a collateral headshot, like play of the game or best play. So I Twitch clipped it. Link will be in the show notes because I'm going to give it to BBK, and that's the peak of my Black Ops 4 performance. So I'm done.
If you didn't tweet it, it didn't happen.
I did tweet it. So
did you? I missed it. I'm sorry.
You need to pay more attention to my social media, sir.
Okay. So I was out and about this weekend, and this transitions exactly into the final thing I wanted to say. There's a new trend, Ditty, a new trend that must stop in mountain biking. You know the hydration packs people wear? I wear one of them while we ride. You know, they're the backpack that's got the,
I have one for my rollerblading. Yep.
They're very useful.
Yes.
There's this new trend that's starting to get momentum of fanny pack hydration packs, and I am seeing they're everywhere, and I am not okay with it. This is not a direction the sport should go.
Okay, is it like you still have the hose with the mouthpiece, or are you carrying little water bottles on your waist?
No, there is a hose with a mouthpiece, and the little,
Here's the issue with that. The hose is longer, so there's more water exposed to the sun.
I've not seen someone drink from it. I imagine it looks really, really weird.
That's lame.
It's not okay. I'm going to send you some pictures after the show.
I mean, one of the hydration packs that I have that I really like, I forget the brand, but it attaches to my chest, and it's a front water bottle or a flask or whatever. And And I drink from there, and I really, really like that because my back just gets super sweaty. And so having the hydration pack there just does not accommodate very well.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, with the really important stuff out of the way, Ditty. I'm just kidding. Huge week. Tons to talk about, you guys. All the details about year 2 investment changes. We had the year 2 Sandbox reveal stream, so we cannot waste time. Let's dive into it right now. All right, Ditty, real quick recap of the PvP stream. There is so much to talk about on all layers of it, but I want to give listeners the best overall glance. So, Nightfall Tether Nightfall Tether. Jiminy Christmas. You take it away. What is Tether doing, Night Stalker? Ugh!
Oh my goodness. They say it's going to trigger faster, the Tether, and it's going to be more reliable. So that is really great news to a Night Stalker. That's the word you were looking for.
Thank you.
Stormcaller damage has been increased. Golden Gun duration has been increased by 2 seconds on both paths. Yep. Shoulder Charge is back to a 1-hit KO. Melee is back to a 2-hit KO. The Masterwork system has 10 levels and can give up to plus 10% bonus to things like range. Masterwork now requires more materials, which are the shards and the cores, to get all the way to level 10. Special weapons spawn in with 2 shots except for trace rifles, which get about 25 energy. And if you use those 2 special weapons, each one gets only 1 round on spawn. You'll drop special ammo on death if you're carrying it, and grenades have been generally buffed across the board. Mods also will go into your inventory when you dismantle a gun, so that's super fantastic. Seems to be at least 10 different mods, including some that are PvE focused, like extra damage to bosses or majors. Those are the yellow bars, of course. And then armor mods are improved and are now class agnostic, so no longer requiring a specific class. Super cooldown mods are back.
Okay. There was way more that was shown off as well, but these were the sort of the standout things. Obviously, we're looking at the hand cannon hype, the rebalancing of the different weapon archetypes. We will leave links in probably on our website. There'll be enough links if you guys want to deep dive this yourself to the actual changes across the board, because it would take too long to get into it. Overall, Ditty, what I can say from an opinion standpoint, I loved this stream. In tandem with it, they released a video a few hours later through Game Informer showing off the new supers and the changes that they've made to supers. And I just have to say, this game it's looking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And
it
the
really is
Masterworks
becoming
thing,
the Taken King of Destiny 2. It's really revamping and bringing a lot of good systems to light.
And systems, I know it's not kosher to say this because it's very hard to talk positively about D2, right? Anytime we say that,
considering its history, yeah.
Kick back on both sides of the fence. So anyway, the Masterworks grind that's apparent here, plus 10% bonus to a stat like your range, that is significant.
Huge.
But getting
Absolutely
your Masterworks
huge.
system up 10 levels is going to take a very dedicated player, and somebody who plays more than you and I do currently. And there's just seeming to be more systems of investment coming to the fray beyond what just the Taken King brought to the table. Because I think TTK brought to the table some really, really good content. But Forsaken may have a better investment loop in terms of the amount of things that you can sink your time into grind-wise. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. Why don't we just transition then directly into this week at Bungie? I don't know why Bungie saves up the goods and then drops on us what would be the equivalent of like a 15-page TWAB, but here we go. The Forsaken Dreaming City trailer. You got to see it, right, Ditty? The new endgame space that they've been hyping up.
Yes, and I just really quick just want to pause. Before that, in the TWAB, they mentioned that a few legendary weapons are moving to kinetic instead of from energy or power. I just want to highlight real quick, Hawthorne's Field Forged Shotgun, my favorite weapon in the game, is becoming kinetic, so that is super amazing. Just wanted to highlight
shotguns. Anyway, the Forsaken, or Jiminy Christmas, the Dreaming City trailer looks like a cool space, looks like a lot of space, looks huge from what I can tell, and hopefully it delivers what they said This is the solo endgame player solution. Solo endgame stuff here.
We'll see. We'll see, Bungie. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
They are revamping everything from the investment side of the game. I want to talk just about strikes for a second. For those of you who own Forsaken, the strike playlist will have 3 difficulties to select from: Power 300, Power 400, and Power 500. Once you're 40 power over a given playlist, it will no longer appear as an option for you to select. This ensures a healthy matchmaking pool when players reach endgame power levels. The Power 500 playlist will always be available. Strikes will have modifiers. Now, hold on here real quick. So the 500 power playlist is basically taking the stance as the new heroic strike playlist. Let's just put that in the picture here.
Yeah, and then in perspective, of course, max power is 600 with Forsaken.
Mm-hmm. Legacy players, people who don't buy Forsaken, the strike playlist matches the legacy playlist that is currently available in year 1. Recommended power 200, strikes will have modifiers. We've seen a similar step happening in Destiny back in D1, where if you're going to stay in the Forsaken, or excuse me, you're going to stay in the sort of vanilla pool and not upgrade to Forsaken, your options are going to be more limited in regards to the strike playlist you're going to be able to engage with, correct?
Right.
Okay. The Prestige Nightfall, it's being retired, but the base difficulty for the Nightfall activity will increase. Additionally, players will have the ability to choose one of 3 Nightfall strikes each week. This should make it a lot easier for you to get those Nightfall unique rewards if you're hunting for them. Pretty cool deal, right?
Yep.
In addition, the challenge card will be available for the Nightfall. Obviously, seeing the Prestige difficulty go away is kind of a mixed bag for me. The Prestige Nightfall has always sort of just been, I don't want to say it's a novelty, but some weeks it's a novelty, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So seeing it baked down into just this one singular Nightfall, the ability to choose one of 3 Nightfalls if you're chasing after one of the unique rewards, all good stuff so far. Meditations, Ditty. You know the thing Ikora gives you and the reward tokens associated with it?
Oh, yeah. I remember those.
Yeah, from way back when. They're being retired, and they're being replaced with a heroic story playlist.
Nice.
Make sure that you turn in your rep tokens because they're literally going to be removed from your inventory come August 28th.
Nice. That was one of the only ways to get one of the starting armor sets, I remember.
The legendary parade gear. I'm glad you mentioned that. That gear, her gear, is no longer available after August 28th. So go after it now if you want it. She has it in her inventory.
Get to it.
Heroic adventures are being added to all destinations. When that destination is the flashpoint, one adventure will be selected to be heroic per day, with the exception of Mercury and Mars for the obvious expansion reasons. Yes.
Yep.
Those 2 destinations will function as they currently do, but they will gain an additional adventure per day when they're the featured flashpoint. Players will no longer be able to purchase the blue adventure tokens from vendors on destinations other than Mercury and Mars. Now remember, flashpoint is moving to a 4-day rotation, not the full week rotation. 4 days. So
nice.
Activity modifiers will be shared across heroic adventures, heroic story missions, and strikes. This ensures that each day you know what to expect from the PvE content, just like what we have right now, Ditty. 1 weekly singe, 1 daily buff, and 1 daily debuff. And that's going to be shared across the whole heroic pool. Smart play on their part, I think.
I like that. It keeps it more consistent, keeps that expectation for that heroic activity on the same page.
Brawler and the Grenadier modifiers are being reworked so that they're actually a thing, because they really don't make an impact right now, it seems like.
Yeah, they really don't.
All right, and the big one. Hold on. Wait till we get through the full thing before making opinions. Tokens are essentially being reworked across the board. Not for all activities, but let's just talk about it in terms of infusion and reputation. Destination materials will become your main source of reputation on their respective destinations. Destination materials will be a part of the cost to infuse different weapons and armor across your arsenal. Year 1 challenges that granted reputation tokens are being retired, but will be replaced by bounties offered on each destination that provide destination materials. Destination tokens and rare destination materials are no longer awarded, but you can still redeem them for reputation if you have them in your inventory. Anything that previously granted destination tokens or rare materials will reward common destination materials moving forward. Whew. Okay. Token economy was never really celebrated that highly, right?
Right.
This is just a different spin on that. And I don't think, I mean, are you getting sort of these relic iron flashbacks to your exotic sword grind in D1?
Yeah, they're essentially simplifying the economy, right? They recognize that there's probably one too many currencies in the game, and those are being the tokens. So retiring the tokens and replacing pretty much anything that tokens were used for with the destination materials that were already there, and they're incorporating those into all those activities for that destination. I think that makes way more sense because, the question was, why did we have both in the first place? Like you said, the token economy was never really celebrated or preferred. So I'm glad they're making this change.
Yeah, it seems like a shift towards do the bounty to get the materials. And those mats can either be used for the reputation on your respective destination, or what they're probably going to be most useful for, Ditty, is infusion. And I think that is the key element here.
Right.
Making it more of a direct choice to choose what you want to infuse is a good step, in just my opinion, because right now, infuse, I don't care about my shards, because whatever. I have a never-ending amount of shards, and I will never run out. Exactly. Shards have become Glimmer in Destiny 2, almost. Mm-hmm. Well, if you add some destination materials on there, and you add some reason when you're on the planet to be looking for those nodes, as well as doing the bounties associated with those destinations, I think you're giving a better engagement choice to the player, right?
Yeah, it gives incentive to go to that destination and do the activities on that destination.
Totally. For the gunsmith, updated in Season 4, instead of the 40 gunsmith materials for one rep package, it's going to be 100 gunsmith materials for the rep package. Whatever. Get rid of these gunsmith materials. I have too many as is, right?
Weapon parts coming back.
Iron Banner. This is the big one for anybody who hoarded exotic engrams in D1. You're going to be frothing at the mouth here. Iron Banner, Vanguard, and Crucible tokens earned in Season 3 may be redeemed at the respective vendors in Season 4. So
nice. Go farm the tokens.
I know you guys, the regular players, already have a ton of them, including myself. I've been saving all my Crucible and Vanguard tokens for a while now, suspecting that this was going to be the direction they went, and I'm happily surprised. I will be clicking my left mouse button a lot on Salad Bar.
Has been repeated.
Yeah. What's going on with Trials of the 9, Ditty?
Bye, Felicia. Going away for Season 4. They're going to rework a few things, so there you go.
Yeah. This one's going to be... Well, I can see... I know it doesn't have an overwhelming...
Hiatus, so it's coming back. But,
No Trials of the 9, Season 4.
I mean, whenever a band goes on hiatus, they always break up at the end of it. They don't ever come back.
You want to use your Trials of the 9 tokens now, because those rep tokens will not be redeemable. Mm-hmm. At this time, they do not know if that currency will be used when it comes back.
Yep. So use them now.
Mm-hmm. I know it's a smaller population who play Trials regularly in D2 than it was in D1, but I still, if you're upset about that as a player who loves Trials, I totally get it. I'm not sure why they can't keep it going while they think about reworking it, but I guess part of it is always the economy and the rewards, and I don't know. I'm not going to
rip that Band-Aid off now instead of later, after it's old and rotted.
Yep. This week is your final Iron Banner of Season 3. Which is really weird to say because oh my gosh, August is all the way going. Did I tell you that Battle for Azeroth is out, Ditty?
You did. Sorry. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it's August already. Oh my gosh, this year has just...
I'm sad.
It was April and I blinked and now we're here.
Yeah, me too. But some stuff happened in between then and now. Caused me to blink a couple of times.
The discovery of the fanny pack water
Yes, this trend is disturbing, Ditty. Okay, Iron Banner, Season 4. Power level advantages will be enabled like the good old days. Nice. It gets cooler. People who don't own Forsaken can participate in Iron Banner. So Woo! Yes, you could have power 600 versus power 400 or lower. And I mean, really, in D1, you had to have some
Ridiculous.
ridiculous gaps in order to get stupid things like one-shots to happen, right?
Yep.
So I don't think we're going to notice it that much, but I think it's cool, too, because if you don't own Forsaken, you can still play an Iron Banner.
This almost convinces me to wait to purchase Forsaken until after the first Iron Banner, because I just want to see how different it is. I guess I could just equip 400 power light gear. Never mind. Duh.
I'm telling you, this is like, there's going to be the montage of like power 200 versus power 600. Get wrecked or something like that. But
oh my gosh.
Year 2 rewards featuring random rolls and compatibility with Year 2 mods. It's available to all players, Ditty.
Nice.
Even the Year 2 guys, or excuse me, the Year 1 guys. And it just, you can't infuse it past whatever your power cap is for the expansion that you own. But I think that's really, it should be applauded. They've not really done that before. Have they?
I can't recall, to be honest, earning the new loot without owning the new content. Obviously, like, you know what I mean? Like the random rolls, right? You get that Better Devils that has that random roll to replace your current Better Devils or the OG Better Devils, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's actually a really cool thing because it kind of was like, man, I want more of these. Okay, I guess I'll buy Forsaken now. It's kind of like a cheesy marketing thing, subtle.
Yeah, you still get the gear, still get to play, but you just don't get the power cap to go along with it. But okay, faction rallies are not going to be around in Season 4. They're going on hiatus as well. All I can hope is that it turns into faction rallies and not faction lost sectors. Because that's all, it really feels like faction lost sectors.
That's true. That is, I mean, if you did anything other than lost sectors but on faction rally, I guess you were doing it wrong, according to YouTube. And so here's the thing. The last time something went into hiatus and then came back was Tess Eververse in Destiny 1. So, I mean, it could be a good thing or it could be a totally bad thing.
I wouldn't say it's the last thing. Think about this, Ditty. What if Queen's Wrath has been in hiatus this whole time?
And then the reveal is that Marasov is actually still alive and she's actually coming back in the game and it's actually, she's angry and it's actually her wrath that okay, that's the raid boss confirmed. Done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Queen's
you
Wrath
heard
returning.
it here on DTS 214 first. Queen's Wrath never ended. It's been going the whole time.
Waiting for its comeback.
All right,
it's Age of Triumph. No.
We've been doing this for too long, bro. Too long. Eververse is having some changes.
That was a good segue. That was a pretty nice segue.
Smooth, super smooth. The Prismatic Matrix features coming back. More Bright Dust earned from new bounties. They have these new ghost projection things, which are like...
Hang on. Earnable Bright Dust through bounties?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Over that.
No. We'll get to that.
Okay.
The Eververse is like 8 paragraphs here, so just
all right.
Relax. Okay. So ghost projections. It's a little insignia that appears above your ghost when you have your ghost out. Kind of cool. Legendary weapon skins. That's really cool.
That is really cool. I like that.
New exotic ornaments and emotes. Same stuff. Okay, so these bounties, essentially, each Bright Engram grants 1 bounty note in Season 4. Bounties refresh weekly, but players can acquire as many Eververse bounties as they have bounty notes. These notes can be exchanged for there's a typo in the top, that's funny, for 3 different tiers of weekly Eververse bounties. Tier 1 costs 1 Eververse bounty note and gives you 20 Bright Dust. Tier 2 costs 3 Eververse bounty notes and gives you 70 Bright Dust. Tier 3, 6 bounty notes and 150 Bright Dust. You can carry 1 of each type at a time. Bounties will expire 7 days after acquisition. Okay, long story short, you now are basically being given bounties to where you can earn Bright Dust. That's the simplest way I can bake it down, and I think that's a cool idea.
I think this is really, really great. Instead of just dismantling the gear, you get the materials to purchase Eververse stuff that was needed, and I'm really happy they're bringing it in.
Yes. Eververse items will be retrieved from the collection's interface like all other items. An exception is Year 2 Eververse armor, which like all other armor with random rolls cannot be reacquired from the collections. The ways in which players acquire and interact with emotes and weapon or armor ornaments have not changed. All other items can be retrieved for an expense of bright dust. However, outside of the collections, Ditty, you can still get armor sets with random rolls. We bumped into this during Destiny 1, and I don't think it really... We were fearful about it on the surface, but I don't think anybody could argue super hard that it had a negative impact on the game, that people were out spending hundreds of dollars on those... Was it the PoE armor? Or whatever it was.
I just remember Ghost
that,
Coast,
right?
man, but it was something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make that big of a deal. So I think that's almost it. I mean, during the leveling experience, you're not going to be getting bright engrams, so you're not going to get like 20 free bright engrams as you level your way up through the story or whatever. Guess that's kind of assumable at this point, right?
Right.
And then beyond that, I don't know. What else? Obviously, the Prismatic Matrix makes its return. I'm excited about that. The free weekly Prismatic Facet will be obtained from a special Tier 1 Eververse bounty. This bounty does not require a bounty note and will cost 250 Glimmer. Players will still be able to hold 3 Prismatic Facets at one time. Woo! All right. Overall, what's your 10,000-foot impressions, dude?
A lot of good things coming in. In my opinion, I would say 95% of this is an improvement on the current game. So props to Bungie for communicating this last summer and actually, working on improvements to the game that the community is now looking forward to.
I would agree. I don't think there's... Yeah, I like pretty much all of this for the most part. Until we experience it, maybe there's going to be some stuff that doesn't make sense. Excuse me, big hiccup. That doesn't make sense. What to do between now and Forsaken release? After reading all this, start saving your Crucible, Vanguard, and Iron Banner tokens. Save them.
Yes.
Don't use them right now. Save them. When you're on a planet, get those planetary materials. It's going to start being useful for you real soon. And if you're into the collection stuff, get those planetary sets. Start going after that year 1 gear that's going away. We talked about that in last week's show. Get after your Solstice armor. If you don't have the Solstice of Heroes event armor and you want it, you're getting close to running out of time. Oh, I know what we didn't talk about, Ditty. This week is a double Valor week. This weekend is a triple Valor weekend. And then the weekend after is a double Valor weekend. So,
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Super
your
cool.
Valor on and play tons of Crucible so you can farm up those Crucible tokens.
Yep.
Done.
I think that's sweet. They should be doing one of these every single month.
Yes, they need to continue these double, triple Valor weekends, like you said, at least once a month, because it incentivizes people to play that particular playlist. Go do it.
I would positively grind over one of those weekends really, really hard. Just knowing
Overwatch
that kind
does.
of incentive.
Overwatch does the free weekends. A bunch of other games do as well. They do the events, that kind of stuff. Destiny needs something. Give them some love, Bungie. Give the community some love with those free Valor weekends.
Advertise it in the Blizzard launcher. Come on, you guys have access to that whole thing. Make it happen. So, I just closed my show notes. Was that all I had to say about pre-Forsaken? Oh, come play Battle for Azeroth with me. I think that was one of my last things to do before Forsaken, right? Yeah, it was.
Literally, the next show note after double and triple Valor weekends is play WoW BFA with Dragoon. So, I guess Battle for Azeroth is pretty sweet.
I'm super duper hyped, but I got to build the show first before I can play it. So, Ditty, if people wanted to play Battle for Azeroth, or if people wanted to find friends to play Destiny 2 with, getting ready for Forsaken, where can they do that?
On our Discord server, discord.me/Destiny the Show.
Awesome. Over 1,000 members strong, and it's going to be becoming more active as more players come back to Forsaken.
Over 1,200 members strong.
Ooh, I got to update the mind copy thing. Where can people find your content?
Twitter.com/DiddyDTS, where you can see that sweet collateral headshot with the sniper rifle in Black Ops 4 beta, and youtube.com/Wooshnes, WOOOSHNESS.
If you want to read about what we talked about today, destinytheshow.com for all the links from today and more. Follow us on Twitter @DestinyTheShow. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube @BBKDRAGOON. Ditty, I got to say, I really like feeling excited about Destiny.
Me too.
It's nice.
About dang time.
Indeed. And with that, we'll talk to you guys next week.